So, friends, before continuing to watch, don't forget to click the subscribe button, so as not to miss the latest information from us.
Ahmad bin Hanbal, born 20 Rabiul 164 Hijri or 27th of November 780, he died 12 Rabiul Awal 241 Hijri or 4th of August 855. He expert hadith and theologian Islamic. He was born in Mari, Turkmenistan, northern Afghanistan, and he is known by the Imam Hanbali. The first knowledge he mastered was the Quran until he memorized it at the age of 15. He was also proficient in reading and writing perfectly to be known as the most beautiful person in his writing. Then, he began to concentrate on studying the science of hadith at the age of 15 as well. He had studied hadith since childhood, and to study this hadith, he once moved or traveled to Syria, Hijaz, Yemen, and other countries until he eventually became a pious, and ascetic scholar. Abu Zur'a said that he had memorized 12 of his books out of his head. He memorized up to 1,000,000 hadiths. Imam Shafi said of Imam Ahmad himself, "After I left Baghdad, there was no one I left there who was more praiseworthy, more pious and more knowledgeable than Ahmad bin Hanbal." Who is also one of his teachers once said, "I have never seen a person say faqih and say wara Ahmad bin Hanbal." Muhammad bin Abbas Anawi said, "I once saw Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal. It turned out that his body was neither too tall nor too short, his face was handsome. There was still a black beard on his beard. He likes to dress thick, white and turban and wear cloth." Another said, "Her skin is brown, tan." He married at the age of 40 years and got abundant blessings. He had pious children from his wives, who inherited his knowledge, such as Abdullah and Salih. In fact, both of them very much narrated knowledge from their father. His son, Salih said, "My father once told me, Huzaym died when I was 20 years old, at that time I had memorized what I heard from him." Abdullah, another son said, "My father once told me, take any book of Mushanaf Waqi you want, then ask what you want about the matan and I'll tell you the sanad, or vice versa, you ask about the sanad and I'll tell you about the matan." Abu Zur'a was once asked, "O Abu Zur'a, who is stronger in his memorization? You or Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal?" He replied, "Ahmad." He is still asked, "How do you know?" He replied, "I found that at the front of his book the names of the narrators there, while I was unable to do so." Abu Zur'a said, "Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal memorized 1,000,000 hadiths."
Imam As-Sayfa'i said, Ahmad bin Hanbal is an imam in 8 respects, an imam in hadith, an imam in fiqh, an imam in language, an imam in the Quran, an imam in poverty, an imam in piety, an imam in wara and an imam in the sunnah. Ibrahim al-Harbi said, I saw Abu Abdullah Ahmad bin Hanbal as if Allah combined with him the knowledge of the ancients and the
Abdullah bin al-Maymuni said, "There is no one more noble that the eye has ever seen, other than Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal. None of the hadith scholars who most glorify the prohibitions of Allah and the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam if it is true according to him, and there is no one stronger in following him than Ahmad." Abu Bakr as-Shijistani said, "I've met 200 teachers of knowledge, none of whom resemble Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal. He really explores knowledge, and if it is mentioned as science, he is an expert."
Abdul Wahhab al-Warraq said, "Abu Abdullah is our leader, he is a mature person in knowledge. If I am in front of Allah someday, and I am asked, 'Who are you following?' I will say, 'I follow Ahmad bin Hanbal.'" Indeed, Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal has proven his knowledge of Islam for 10 years. Abu Jafar said, "Ahmad ibn Hanbal is a very shy man, very noble and very good in his association and manners. He thinks a lot, nothing is heard from him except Mudzakara hadith." and mentions pious people with respect and calm and with beautiful expressions. When he meets a man, then he is very cheerful and turns his face to him. He is very humble towards his teachers and respects them.